We'll start off by asking a simple question. Ready to get going?
Yeah, looking forward to it. Obviously the 5.5 weeks that we've had up to this point, all boils down obviously to the first game, and that's where we're really excited about the game. Happy to be back at our stadium. Believe all the tickets and are going well as well, which is really pleasing. The players will really appreciate that, and we're looking forward to the game.
Yeah, it must be great to be kicking off the season at home with a bumper crowd as well.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great for the players to see the stadium fullish, which is great, and that's something we wanted to happen, and hopefully happens more often than not, really. And that's, like I said, I always say, it's a byproduct of how we play and what we do on the pitch. So they both go hand in hand, as you know. So we just want to make sure that we can put a good account of ourselves on Saturday, hopefully get the performance right, which, if we can do that, then hopefully that's enough to get us the win.
And it certainly seems like there's some excitement, some momentum within the fan base as well. Gavin Baldwin the other week was telling us about 1,500 plus more season ticket holders. That must be great to see as you look to build and progress the club. Absolutely,
yeah. Like I say, the more we have in the stadium supporting us, the better. And the players thrive off that energy, and hopefully we can give the fans energy to come back and support us week in, week out, because they're massive, huge for us. You've seen how important they were back end of last season, home and away. So yeah, we really appreciate the fans' support. We want to continue on the good field factor about the place at this moment in time and about the city. But it's on us to go and perform.
How are you feeling about the team right now after the games you've seen, in particular after the final pre-season game against Blackpool?
I'm pretty pleased, to be honest with you. It's to get to the end of pre-season, have everybody on the pitches, nobody in the treatment room is a testament to the work that's gone through both from the players and the sports science department. So I'm delighted. I can't be happier. I feel like the group's strong. Everyone's pushing each other. Obviously, you get to this stage and everyone's wondering, am I in the team? Am I on the bench? Am I not? It's the beauty of the first pick in the team for the first game. But the players understand it's a long season. Yes, everybody wants to play in the first game, but it's a long season. Everyone's going to be needed. And we've seen the benefits of having a big squad last year, which helped us massively. And I think having that again this year is going to be big as well.
Have you picked the team? Have you got any decisions yet to make?
No, the team's picked. We did a bit of work on the team today. Well, in fact, I'm working most of the week, but we sort of cemented the work today on the team, and we'll do again tomorrow. So yeah, the team's picked. Everyone was fine. Everyone trained brilliantly. Nobody's sulking, which I expect of this group anyway. They're a very good group. They understand that it's if we win, they all win. And that's a sort of mantra we like.
How close to full fitness is Jay McGrath?
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's fine. Jay's good. Has he done enough to be in and around the team on? When I say enough, has he had enough training sessions in him to be in and around the team? You'll have to wait and see. But he's in an excellent place. He really is. I thought he was excellent when he came on last week for the 30 minutes. He's had another really good week. We've topped him up as well, not just the training. He's done extra just to get more of high speed running and sprint distance into him. But yeah, he's as you know, Jay's a hugely important player for us. So it's nice to have him back.
And I know you've talked about being happy with your squad, but is there anything close in terms of more outs or any potential further ins at this stage?
No, nothing at this moment in time really. Our focus has been just prepare. This week's been preparing really, obviously, for the Exeter game. Trying not to deviate away too much from that. So the focus has just been on that.
Most teams that get promoted normally talk about staying up and all that kind of stuff. That's certainly not been the case. How much is it for you about not just making up the numbers in League One this season?
Yeah, it's huge, and we certainly won't be doing that. We'll be very competitive in every single game we play. That's the way we are as a coaching staff and a players in the change room. We go into every game expecting to win. That's the mindset of what we have in the group, regardless of who we play against. And What we do know is we're getting into we're not blinded by the fact, but we're getting into a tough league. You know, there's some big clubs in the division, clubs who've spent a hell of a lot of money. So we are competing against that, but we're confident with our group. We feel like we've got a real unity here within the group. We've got players who can win games, and we've got a real resolute group that everyone's fighting to be a part of.
Do you personally feel like you've got a bit of unfinished business with Doncaster Rovers in League One, bearing in mind how your first spell at the club ended?
Yeah, like I spoke to you about it before, it was a horrible way to lose when we lost to Charlton in the semi-final of the playoffs. But what I do remember back to that game is how good we were in that game. Like we were outstanding. It was probably the best we'd been all season, and how we performed. And obviously we conceded late for to go to penalties. But like it's done, Adam. Just like last season's done. You know, the players are now looking ahead. What can we do in this division? How strong can we look in this division? I certainly think we'll cause a few upsets. But it's a really good league. Really good league. Obviously some top clubs, some top stadiums. We feel like we're one of them, you know, a top club and a top stadium. So we want to be a part of this party this year.
A few thoughts on Exeter City, your first opponents. They've done really well over the last few years, haven't they, in terms of establishing themselves at the level with solid finishes in 3 consecutive years in League One. Yeah,
I think just that really what you said. They are obviously a well-renowned now League One club with a good manager, you know, and a clear style of play and how they play. So we've had them watched 2 or 3 times over the summer. Always difficult watching friendly games, particularly personnel, but you can get a flavour, a little bit of what they're about. So we're well prepped. You know, we sat down as a staff this morning and just went over the some clips and bits that we want to show the group. But they are there. You know, you can see they've got some really good footballers in their team. They've got a threat at the top end of the pitch, and we bit of experience floated about the group as well. So it's a tough game. I think people, you know, maybe look at it and think, well, can Doncaster win there at home against Exeter? Every team in the league will be a tough game. Certainly will. And you know, I've seen them quite a bit in terms over the last few years how they've caused upsets themselves against you know, teams in the division. So they'll be coming here thinking they can win. We're going into the game thinking we can win. I think it bodes for a really good game.
Absolutely. Saw them beat Rotherham on the opening day of last season myself. Just finally, you kind of alluded to it a little bit there. With this game in particular, how difficult is it to try and read the opposition, because you haven't got that lineup from the last game or those clips from those league games? Is it a particularly difficult game for you to prepare for from an opposition perspective?
Yeah, I think if you ask any manager up and down the country getting into the first game on Saturday, none of them are sure on what the opposition's team's going to be. We're probably similar. They'll be similar about us. You think you've got a rough idea, but then you'll get there on Saturday and there'll be 2 or 3 different personnel changes. So all we can do is sort of predict you know, a formation that we think they're going to play. What they're good at is they float in between a couple of systems when they're pressing and when they're playing out. But we've obviously prepared for that. The other thing is it's difficult, like I say, to pinpoint the personnel that's going to be in it, because pre-season it's all about getting minutes to everyone, and they've mixed and matched their teams a little bit. So it's difficult. You know, you obviously start to get a little bit of a trend as the season goes. Maybe 3, 4, 5 games, you start seeing certain elements of teams' style of play, players that you think's going to play. First game's always a wee bit of a minefield, but I feel like we're prepared.